3. This is called Cowboys in the Bar on a Saturday night. The sun was shining down on a little Texas town. I came in off the trail and was sitting at the bar. It was a Saturday night. I wasn't looking for a fight, but if I had been, I didn't have to look too far. See, there was a big old feller whose smiling teeth were yeller, and his one eye was fiery red, and it was staring straight at me. I sat there calm and cool. I didn't want to act a fool, just sipping at my whiskey, pretending like I didn't see. The barkeep was nice enough. He introduced himself as Duff. I shook his hand and said, "My name is Dave." We talked for a minute or two, like friendly strangers do, and I was just hoping that cowboy behind me would behave. I looked at my empty glass and decided I'd better pass on having any more of that rot gut stuff. I turned on my stool, still acting calm and cool. I tapped a finger on the bar and said good night to Duff. I stood up to walk away. Then I heard a voice say, "Hey, where do you think you're going without even saying goodbye? Who do you think you are, coming in this bar and then trying to sneak away, scared to look me in the eye? Who are you to think you don't want another drink? You too good for us? You don't like our town? Let me tell you what, I'm gonna buy you a shot, so get back to the bar and sit your butt back down." Now, I must admit, I was just a little bit concerned about my general welfare. I've been in a scrape or two, well, maybe even a few, but this time I could feel something different in the air. So I decided to agree to one more drink for me. After all, I thought, what harm could that do? Duff poured me a shot, then I heard, "On second thought, I've changed my mind about buying that drink for you. As a matter of fact, I think you ought to buy me that drink. So pick it up and bring it over here." Then, in a few seconds more, he hollered, "Well, what are you waiting for? What's the matter, dude? Ain't I making myself clear?" Now, I had a choice to make. There was a lot at stake. Both my honor and my pride were on the line. I could stand at the bar and take a stand, or I could bow to his command. Whichever way I chose, the choice was mine. Then Duff give me a wink and says, "You know, you ought to take that drink and go ahead and give it to the man. And don't worry about the cost. I'm willing to take the loss. We should avoid a showdown if we can." Of course, I knew Duff was right. It probably wasn't worth a fight. But I didn't want anyone to think I was a coward. I asked Duff, "Who's that guy, the one with just one eye?" He said, "They call him Sonny Buck Trim, but his name is Howard." I was looking at my glass. I was thinking fast, and I decided to go ahead and have it out with him. I raised the whiskey to my lips, but before I could take a sip, I heard another voice say, "Why, if it ain't old Sonny Buck Trim." I looked over my shoulder as the room got suddenly colder, and I could feel the ominous danger in the air. Everybody stopped drinking. Howard's one eye was blinking. He dropped his cards at the feet of a stranger standing there. Now this cowboy really looked mean. His grinning teeth were green, and there was a little snarl on his twitching lips. He stood there alone, his eyes as hard as stone, and then both hands settled down on the 6 guns at his hip. I slowly turned to Duff and whispered, "He looks tough. What do you think old Howard's gonna do?" Duff whispered back, "I think, Dave, you better have that drink, and I'll tell you something just between me and you. You see, about every Saturday night, old Howard there tries to pick a fight, and he always picks a sucker with no sense. And that cowboy with the empty guns, well, see, he's Howard's son, and they love to get a laugh at your expense. I sat there on my stool. Yeah, I was feeling like a fool. Still mighty glad I didn't take it too far. At least not with someone else. You see, the fight was with myself on that Saturday night in that cowboy bar.